There's a rock dug out of the ground in Botswana, clear, shiny, about the size of a pea. It costs $400 to mine. By the time it reaches a jewelry store, it's $12,000. Here's what's wild. That same rock, if you try to sell it back to the jeweler the next day, they'll offer you $800. Maybe. That's not a market. That's a magic trick. And the magician is a company called De Beers. But here's the part that should really scare you. The entire magic trick is falling apart. Right now. In the last 2 years, a technology called lab-grown diamonds has made chemically identical stones for pennies. A diamond that cost $10,000 in 2015 costs $800 today. And the cartel that ran the diamond industry for 100 years, they can't stop it. This is the story of how one company invented the most successful advertising campaign in history. How they convinced the world that a rock means love. And how the whole thing is collapsing, right now, in real time. The average engagement ring in America costs $5,900. That's not the average diamond. That's the ring. The diamond alone is often double that. And here's the markup that should make you sick. A diamond that costs $400 to mine gets sold to a cutter for $800. The cutter sells it to a dealer for $2,000. The dealer sells it to a jeweler for $5,000. The jeweler sells it to you for $12,000. Every step, the price doubles or triples. And none of that value is real. Try to resell it. Go ahead. Take that $12,000 diamond to 3 jewelers and ask what they'll pay. You'll get offers between $500 and $1,000. If you're lucky. The diamond loses 90% of its value the moment you walk out of the store. 90%. That's not an investment. That's a hostage situation. But here's where it gets interesting. On Reddit, in communities like r lab-grown diamonds, people are sharing what they actually paid in 2026. Lab diamond rings. Real diamonds. Identical to mined ones. For $300, some wholesale group orders on our lab group sales are listing full lab diamond rings for under $200. That's not a typo. $200 for a diamond ring that would have cost $5,000 at a jewelry store. The old scam is dying. And the people who ran it know it. To understand how they pulled this off, you need to understand something. Diamonds are not rare. They're not. Geologists will tell you there are more diamonds in the earth than any other gemstone. Rubies are rarer. Sapphires are rarer. Emeralds are way rarer. Diamonds are the most common precious stone on the planet. So why are they the most expensive? Because one company decided they should be. When you buy a car, you research. You compare prices. You negotiate. When you buy a house, you get an inspection. You read the contract. When you buy an engagement ring, you're not thinking clearly. You're nervous. You're in love. You're about to make one of the biggest emotional commitments of your life. And you're sitting across from a salesperson who knows that the bigger the diamond, the more you love her. That's not an accident. De Beers designed it that way. They literally created a psychological link between diamond size and love. And they started in 1947. Here's a comment I found on Reddit. Someone asked the community, would you choose a lab-grown diamond or a natural diamond if both fit your budget? The top comment with 16 upvotes, lab. I have no romanticism towards rocks. I enjoy looking at a big sparkly stone and don't care where it comes from. I do care how hard my pocket is hit, so I'd rather spend less. The marketing spell is breaking. People are waking up. But to understand how deep the spell went, you need to meet the people who cast it. De Beers, you've heard the name. You probably think they're a mining company. They're not. They're a cartel. At their peak, De Beers controlled 90% of the world's diamond supply. 90, not 50, not 70. 90% of every diamond on Earth passed through their hands. Here's how they did it. They didn't just own mines. They owned the entire pipeline. Mining, sorting, cutting, distribution, pricing. If you wanted to buy diamonds wholesale, you bought them from De Beers. Period. And they did something that no normal business does. They stockpiled. When they found a massive diamond mine, they didn't flood the market. They bought the output and locked it in a vault in London. Billions of dollars of diamonds, sitting in darkness, keeping the price artificially high. They did this for 100 years. But here's the part that's really clever. They didn't just control supply. They controlled demand. They went inside your head. In 1947, De Beers hired an advertising agency called N.W. Ayer. The brief was simple: make Americans buy diamonds. The agency came back with 4 words. A diamond is forever. That slogan is considered the most effective advertising campaign in history. It did 3 things. First, it linked diamonds to eternal love. Second, it made people feel that selling a diamond meant selling your love. Third, it killed the resale market. Because if a diamond is forever, why would you ever sell it? Genius, evil genius, but genius. So how do they actually get you to spend 3 months' salary on a rock? The playbook has 5 moves. Move 1. The 2 months salary rule. De Beers literally invented this. In the 1980s, their ad said a man should spend 2 months' salary on an engagement ring. Not 1 month, not 3 weeks, 2 months. It sounded like tradition. It was an ad campaign. They later pushed it to 3 months in Japan. Move 2. The 4 C's. Cut, color, clarity, carat. Sounds scientific, sounds objective. It's a grading system De Beers created to make diamonds seem complex and valuable. The more complex the grading, the more you trust the jeweler to explain it. And the more the jeweler explains, the more you pay. Move 3. Artificial scarcity. De Beers doesn't release all their diamonds at once. They release them in small batches through a system called sites. Only a handful of approved buyers called site holders get invited. You can't negotiate the price. You can't choose which diamonds you get. You take what they offer, or you're out. Move 4. The resale blockade. Ever wonder why you can't sell a diamond back for what you paid? Because the jewelers won't let you. They know that if a robust resale market existed, prices would collapse. So they offer you 20 cents on the dollar. And you keep the diamond. Because a diamond is forever. Move 5. The cultural engineering. De Beers didn't just advertise in America, they went to Japan in the 1960s. At the time, Japanese people didn't buy engagement rings. Within 20 years, 60% of Japanese brides wore diamond rings. De Beers didn't find a market. They manufactured one. But here's the thing about manufactured markets. When people find out they're manufactured, they collapse. And that's exactly what's happening. So why hasn't anyone stopped this? The FTC has tried, sort of. In the 1970s, the agency investigated De Beers for price fixing and antitrust violations. De Beers simply refused to appear. They didn't show up to court. They ignored subpoenas. Because they had no operations in the United States, they were based in South Africa and London. They were untouchable. The FTC issued rulings. De Beers ignored those too. In 1994, the European Commission fined De Beers for antitrust violations. De Beers paid the fine and kept operating. Here's the math. De Beers generates billions in revenue. An antitrust fine is a few million. That's not a penalty, that's a business expense. And even today, after De Beers lost market share, the diamond industry still operates the same way. The major producers, Alrosa and De Beers, still control most of the supply. They still run the site system. They still manipulate release volumes to keep prices up. The system doesn't reform because the people who benefit from it are the ones who would have to reform it. But something is happening. Something that terrifies the diamond cartel more than any government. Something no lawsuit, no fine, and no lobby could ever do. A lab. In 1954, scientists figured out how to grow diamonds in a laboratory. Same carbon, same crystal structure, same optical properties, identical in every way to a mined diamond. You need specialized equipment to tell them apart. For decades, lab-grown diamonds were expensive to produce, but in the last 10 years, the cost has collapsed. A lab-grown diamond that cost $10,000 in 2015 costs $800 today. $800 for a diamond that is chemically, physically, and optically identical to a mined one. De Beers panicked. First, they tried to discredit lab diamonds. They called them synthetic. They ran campaigns about the romance and history of mined diamonds. Then they did something surprising. They started selling lab-grown diamonds themselves. Through a brand called Lightbox, De Beers sells lab diamonds for a fraction of the mined price. Not because they want to, because they have to. The market is moving without them. In 2020, lab-grown diamonds were 2% of the engagement ring market. By 2024, they were over 20% and growing fast. But here's the twist. Bloomberg reported in June 2026 that China's lab-grown diamond industry has emerged as an unlikely winner in the AI boom. Why? Because the same high-purity carbon and advanced manufacturing used to grow diamonds is also used in AI chip cooling systems. India now has over 35 active lab-grown diamond startups, the largest ecosystem in the world. The cartel thought they had 100 years of control. They had maybe 5. And the technology that replaced them didn't come from a competitor. It came from a completely different industry. The cartel is cracking, and they know it. Here's what you do with this. 1. If you're buying an engagement ring, look at lab-grown diamonds. They're identical. They cost 80% less, and nobody, not even a jeweler with a loupe, can tell the difference. A real diamond ring for $300. That's not a sale. That's the actual price without the cartel markup. 2. If you already have a mined diamond, keep it. Love it. But don't think of it as an investment. It's not. It's jewelry. The moment you accept that, the marketing spell breaks. 3. If someone tells you a diamond is an investment, ask them to put the resale price in writing. They won't. Because they can't. Because it's not an investment. It's a retail product with a 90% markdown. 4. Question the tradition. The 2-month salary rule was an ad. The engagement ring was a marketing campaign. The Diamond is Forever line was a copywriter's invention. You're allowed to do things differently. 5. Talk about it. The diamond industry survives on silence. On people not knowing that the rock on their finger cost $400 to pull out of the ground. Break the silence. De Beers spent 100 years convincing the world that love costs 2 months' salary. They controlled the supply. They manipulated the demand. They killed the resale market. But the system only works if you don't know how it works. Now you do. And now the technology exists to make real diamonds for $300. The question isn't whether the cartel will survive. It's how long they can keep the illusion alive. If you want more breakdowns of the hidden economics behind everyday industries, subscribe. And in the comments, tell me, what industry should we expose next? The wedding industry? College textbooks? Bottled water? I read every comment. Thanks for watching.